Biltwell Iron Company sent me over a cool tool for the Ellis Bandsaw. It's something that I can add to this bandsaw. I think it's going to make it a lot safer and a lot easier to operate. Stick around. Let's go ahead and get this thing installed. The tools that you'll need for this, you'll need a 13/64 drill bit. You're going to need a crescent wrench, 1/4 inch transfer punch, and we'll need a 1/4 tap. So the first thing we have to do is we have to remove the Parker needle valve. The kit does come with these 90s. So I've got a cup here. I'm going to remove these fittings, try to catch as much as the hydraulic oil as I can, and install the fittings. 90-degree push fittings that come with the kit. I've got them installed. I'm just going to tighten them up. You want to be careful not to over tighten these. So we'll just get them pretty snug. All right, I think we're good there. Next step is we're going to go ahead and we're going to clamp the body, the valve body, to the front on top of the main beam here. We'll take our transfer punch and we're going to transfer our center punch there and get those holes drilled out, and then we'll tap it. So now that I'm clamped, I'm going to go ahead and take my transfer punch and we'll go into the mounting holes, and I'll just transfer a mark. All right, we got a mark. Let's go ahead and drill them out. 13/64 is the drill bit size we'll need. All right, holes are drilled. I'm gonna take my 1/4. All right, now that the holes have been tapped, I'm gonna go ahead and just double check the screws that came in the kit. Make sure they thread in like they're supposed to. This one seems fine. Check this one. This one seems fine. So I'll go ahead and get a wrench and let's get this valve body mounted. So now I'm gonna put the cap screws that came with it, and we'll go ahead and mount this into the holes that I tapped and tighten that down. It's good and tight. I think we're good. The next step is putting the toggle lever in. The instructions say that the flat spot needs to face the needle valve port. So I went ahead and just kind of lubed up my O-rings here. And we're going to push this in flat facing the needle valve port, and you're supposed to just push it in until it's flush. All right, so that works there. It comes with this little locking key here, so we'll screw that in and get this toggle switch locked down in position. I think you'll feel it. Double check. I think we're good there. Yeah. Now the toggle is installed. So the next step is we're going to go ahead and install the needle valve. So there is a little chamfer right here with an O-ring here. Just going to kind of lube it up a little bit and get this needle valve installed. All right, we're snug there. We basically just seated the O-ring. I think we're good. Needle valve is installed. Next thing is this straight push fitting. It needs to go into the top hole of the top port. And then there's also a 90 push fitting, and that goes into the bottom port here. I'm gonna go ahead and get those installed and tighten them up. All right. Installed. So they do send a plug that goes into the bottom rear hole on this block here. So they say you need to plug that hole, so I'll go ahead and plug this hole. A little awkward to, should have done this before I put it on the saw. Alright, bottom hole is plugged. So the next step, I need to route the hoses that come in the kit. The instructions say to remove this shroud that covers the OEM wiring. So I'm going to remove this shroud. There's that wire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cutoff wheel and I'll go ahead and just cut the end plate off of this shroud, and that way I'll be able to run all my hoses behind it and connect it to the cylinder. So I cut this end plate off here. That's going to allow me to put the shroud back on, and now I have a slot I can run the hoses in. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to find the hole somewhere around here. Alright, so it says the straight fitting needs to be connected to the bottom. So I'm just going to run these hoses in one at a time and just connect them as I go here. Pull out any excess I have, try to make it somewhat neat. Cut it to length, and I'll do the same thing for the other one. The other one's going to be the top fitting, and it goes to this bottom port here. Run this other line. There you go, there you go. Alright, this fitting goes, this line goes to the top fitting. Top fitting, this will go to the bottom. Make sure I don't. Try not to smash the end too much. Connect this one. Push it in, make sure it's tight. That seems good. Now that we've got all the lines ran, following the instructions, I got everything on the right fitting. Next step is we're going to refill the cylinder with general purpose hydraulic oil, and we're going to lift the cylinder and cycle it a few times just to get everything, get all the air out of the system. Ooh, we full now. All right. I'm going to put the plug back on and just lift it up. Make sure this valve is open. Yeah. There it goes. I got enough slack in my line, huh? Yeah. So I refilled the cylinder, cycled it up and down manually, just got all the air out of the system. Seems like we're good to go here. So the way this works is pretty simple. You can adjust your feed rate here. You can fine tune your feed rate. Once you get your feed rate fine tuned, you hit this switch and she'll just maintain the feed rate you want. You can slow it down. You can speed it up. Pretty handy, and now a guy doesn't have to reach over here to adjust it. Biltwell Iron Company, Biltwell, Biltwell. Check them out, made in the USA. I think it's a nice little feature to add to these Ellis Bandsaws.